Screens. I'm going to record. This is a pretty important conversation, and we have some people absent. Screens. Also, if you have a phone or Apple Watch, you need to put it away at this time. And AirPods and earbuds would stay out. And if I see any of those things, I am taking them. Gabe, you can sign in a minute, but you have to face your screen facing me. So, we already had talked yesterday about how the tournament is going to be at Albion, and that's great for all sorts of reasons. But another big change that we didn't have time to talk about, and the reason we don't have vocab today, okay. Oh, I thought I saw one, never mind. The reason we don't have vocab today is so we have a little bit of time to talk about this. So, this is the kind of thing I know you're gonna have comments you want to make, and you're gonna have questions, and I planned in time for that. But will you do me a favor and let me get through my explanation first, and then I promise I'm going to let you ask questions, okay? So, we have good and bad news. Ezra, you have to have some self-control and really focus without me reminding you, okay? So, good news, our debate program, we call it our middle school debate league. It's been around now for as long as I've taught at Albion, which is 14 years. And at the beginning, it was a hot garbage dumpster fire. There were lots of problems. And we worked out all those problems, and you guys are lucky. Debate nowadays is so much better than it used to be. But we actually, sorry, I wanted to make sure the recording was going. We've grown too much. That's the bad news. That we, like I kind of mentioned, we literally don't fit in middle schools, and we now have the problem of so many teams are so huge and so awesome that we also don't really fit in high schools anymore. And so, like I talked about yesterday, high schools are busy 24/7. That they've got all sorts of stuff happening all the time. So last year, our spring April tournament happened at Corner Canyon High School, and we thought it was going to be great. But it turned out Corner Canyons didn't tell us. They had literally 14 different things going on that night, and it made the tournament crazy. It made it way more complicated. And so we no longer can have tournaments in high schools. So now the problem, and I know you're going to have questions, so stick with me. Now the problem, first of all, I think a healthy way of thinking about this is that change is inevitable. It's one of the only constant things in life that if you are wanting to count on things always being the way they've always been, it's not a healthy attitude because change is just always going to happen. And so you are new to debate, but this is a big change in the debate world, okay? So the big change is that we have to control our tournament numbers because we have to hold them in middle schools now because middle schools are much, much easier to schedule. So when I say we have to control tournament numbers, we're going to talk about that more. I will say that next year there will be a different way that kids sign up for Debate 1. What we'll do is Debate 1 will be 6th grade only, and those kids actually won't go to tournaments. We'll do practice mock tournaments during class that will still have trophies and stuff, but they won't actually go to tournaments. They'll have a whole year to get used to debate and to get ready for tournaments in 7th and 8th grade. I want you to hold on to your questions, yeah. So what is going to happen for the turkey tourney on November 6th is we have to cut numbers. So what that means is not every student can compete. And I am going to give you some information about that. But another big change that's going to make tournaments better and smoother run in the future is, and this is going to happen at the turkey tourney, there's no longer novice and varsity, which I have told you was going to be the case. And this is just a big change that has to happen. So the good news about everyone being in varsity, oh well, if you get destroyed, you're going to learn so much faster. If you have to go against really good opponents, you will get better 10 times faster. And then then we've got the December tournament. So even though not all of you can come to the November tournament, all of you will, as planned, come to the December 4th tournament at Brighton. Hold on to questions. Because that tournament, it's the only one we're able to have in a high school this year, which we're having that at Brighton, which means everyone will come. And at that one, there will be a novice and a varsity category, but not at the turkey tourney. So it also might be possible that students who aren't going to compete, we're still working through this because this is such a big recent change only in the last 2 days. But we think some people, not very many, and your parents would have to accompany you. Some people might be able to come and see how the tournament works before they compete for the first time at the December tournament. But strategy-wise, those of you who choose to be brave and choose to not let all your hard work you've been doing go to waste, and those of you that choose to come to the turkey tourney, you will get better faster than everybody else, and all your hard work will pay off. So that being said, yeah. So here's how we're going to kind of make this decision. First of all, every once in a while, somebody has a last minute thing where they just straight up can't go. And only in very extenuating circumstances have I let people like have a sort of a makeup opportunity. But if that was you, like if you have discovered and you've been too scared to tell me, like, Mrs. Coates, I actually can't come to the November 6th, now you've got some more wiggle room. Some of you might be feeling like, I just don't really want to. And even then, like Samson just said, like his mom's still going to make him come, which is a good thing because you'll get better faster. But also, hold on. Also, you might also be feeling that you're not ready for November 6th. And some of you have worked way harder than others. And so it makes sense. Some of you are more ready than others. However, I want to impress upon you that if you've been the kid who you're caught up with tournament prep, even if you're not feeling ready, you guys are killing it. I'm sad at this news because this year I was like, we're going to destroy like everybody. When I was at our big meeting, the Indian Hills coach and the Eastmont coaches were all complaining. They were like, I want to stab myself in the eyeballs. Like, my debaters are so bad this year. They don't care. They're not trying. They refuse to work hard. And I kept my mouth shut, but I was like, my team is so good this year. And I feel bad for them, but happy for me, because you guys work so hard and should be so proud of yourself. So, what we're going to do is in a minute, after we ask questions, we're going to put our heads down and we're going to do an anonymous, like, who is going to be coming to Turkey Tourney and who isn't. But remember, regardless of if you think that you're, oh, good job showing up, but after we're done with our big topic. Okay, get the door. So, regardless of if you feel like you might not come to Turkey Tourney, you will be coming to December, 100%. Like, that one is required, and that one will be the full 300 assessment. So, before I answer your question, let's talk about how the assessment will now change. You're going to be confused, but you're just going to have to sit tight and deal with it. So, what will happen is now the assessment is focused on December. That everybody who comes to Turkey Tourney should feel like it is a step to December. That if you get destroyed, oh well, because you're going to learn so much. And that way, you only have to focus on all of your skills, which means you now have a whole extra month if, like, you have been feeling a little bit worried. So now ask me questions. Ezra.
Wait, so the Turkey Tourney doesn't count for a grade?
Everything we're doing counts for your grade, and what I'm doing instead of assessing you on your Turkey tournament performance, I will be assessing you on your speeches and a few other things that we'll talk about as time goes along. So your speech is, for those of you who have plural, now become your assessment in addition to some other things. So yeah, there's still a test happening, right? Good question. Kate?
Wait, but the tournament's being held at Albion, so wouldn't all the Albion students still be at Albion?
So, and I think you're thinking of that strategically so smart. Like, if you're here anyways, it's your school, it's less stress anyways, because you know where stuff is, and you guys are already so ready. Like, you might as well come. Also, being really honest, we actually have the space. They think they're going to give every team 50 slots. Like, Eastmont gets 50 debaters they can bring. Albion gets 50. So we already are fine, you guys. Like, if every single one of you choose to come, which I would love to brag about you. Eastmont was like, oh, I can think of 20 kids right now who will choose to, like, kind of limp out. But I was like, I bet you I will have like 4, because you guys are fantastic. We'll see. So, but yes,
Yeah.
right? Like strategically. Now, while I answer more questions, I'm gonna let you turn your screens around. But that doesn't mean you're allowed to play games. If you're gonna turn your screens around while we're asking lots of questions, you should be like working on debate stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna run land school so that I can confirm that no one is playing games. But let me answer more questions. Okay, Max.
So if I have like one missing tournament prep assignment, can I still go? I would like to.
Absolutely. One missing tournament prep isn't a big deal.
I was gonna make that.
The only people who I think shouldn't come are people who have no speech, which is only like 2 of you, because they have not been following directions. Other than that, I think everyone else is ready. Yes, I'm going to keep jumping around. Maddie next.
Wait, did you say that only second graders can go to tournaments?
In the future, next year, when kids sign up for classes, it'll be really clear that if 6th graders sign up for debates, they won't be going to tournaments, and only 7th and 8th graders will.
So this year.
This year, though, that's not the case. Yes. Okay, Nathan next. Yeah.
What is TBD?
To be decided, which you guys don't really have to worry about. Yeah, or to be determined. Either one. It goes both ways. The championship tournament, we thought we were having it at a high school, and we're not. So that one, we're still figuring out a location. But that's not till April. We have plenty of time to figure that out. Wilson.
Can we still go to the other tournament?
Probably. But guys, Wilson just asked a great question. So for those of you who want to keep coming to tournaments, because like you're putting in the hard work anyways, and you guys are going to have fun. You're going to love tournaments. But there now will be less space. So what we'll do is have, like at after school practice, we'll have little qualifying practice rounds where kids in second semester, I have way more debaters in second semester. They will have to go through a little qualification process, which you guys will totally destroy because you will have had so much practice under your belt already. But not everybody gets to come to the second semester tournaments, unlike past years. Okay, next.
Yes, I'm so confused. I have a friend in next semester.
Yeah.
So you're saying that.
This still applies for next semester. Not everybody will be coming. However, next semester, the first April tournament, the spring showdown, is at Alta. It's the only other tournament that we were able to get at high school. So that one, anyone can come to. But it's championships that will be at a middle school, and people will have to qualify to go to championships. Honestly, the way you'll qualify is either did you do well at a tournament first semester, or by qualifying at a practice, after school practice. Good question, yeah.
What does this mean for the people who are on the team but not in the class?
Yep. Those people still, so we only have about 10 people currently that are Debate 2 kids from last year that they have been coming to after school practice and they want to come to tournaments even though they're not currently in the class. We still have 50 slots available, right? So technically, every single one of you could choose to come and those 10 Debate 2 kids from last year, and we're still fine for this turkey tourney. Yeah. So, and then remember, December is no big deal either because it's at Brighton. So it sounds scarier than it is. One really good positive of this, sometimes we have bad behavior that happens at tournaments from kids not like you, from kids from other schools who think they can just goof off and not care. We're getting rid of that. That's not going to happen anymore. So tournaments will actually be even better than they've been in the past because we won't have kids making weird decisions. So that also I'm very excited about. John?
So this tournament is all going to be varsity?
Correct.
So the people that are competing in turkey tourney, are they going to be varsity for Brighton next time?
So yes. That if you come to Turkey Tourney, strategically, it would be really not smart to go from varsity to novice. The only thing that really will freak people out about tournaments is the unknown. But if you trust me and remember and remind yourself, Mrs. Coates has 14 years of experience. And if I do what she tells me to do, I will be ready for the tournament. Guys, I promise you, you will be okay in varsity. I can say that with confidence. Okay?
If we play, if we go to the turkey tournament and we're playing varsity, do we have to play varsity at the?
Just like John had just asked, yes. Strategically, it would not be in your best interest to go from varsity to novice, especially because you're going to know so much that you're going to be like, oh yeah, I got this. And really, you will. So just, you're going to trust me when I say, you should go varsity. Yeah. Okay, Ezra.
So, can we like bully other kids?
Guys, what is the answer to Ezra's question?
No!
Do you want to follow up?
Yeah, is your brother No. But, can I like bully other kids like that one story? Remember?
Guys, what's the answer to Ezra's question?
No!
Ezra, we love you, but absolutely not. And Ezra, anyone who does, and I've only ever had to do it like once, but any kid who does make bad decisions gets kicked out of the tournament and then loses all their assessment points. Also, another benefit, if you choose to be brave, which I think lots of you are, because you are fantastic, amazing kids, I think that one of the benefits of coming to the turkey tournament is if you already do well at the varsity tournament, which I think you will, then you've already earned, your assessment points. And then you don't have to stress. That means you have 2 shots to get your 300 assessment points.
So you could get half and half, technically.
Yeah, or that, right?
Crash and burn
That rather than giving yourself only 1 chance at December, you can give yourself strategically smarter and give yourself 2 chances to get your 300 assessment points. So see how smart that would be? We're going to vote. Again, you can kind of be sort of ignoring this. Questions?
So if you like win, let's say all your rounds,
Yeah,
in the first tournament,
Which happens, yeah, for sure.
do you still have to go to the second one?
So yes, everyone is still required to come to December, but then December is a lot less stress for you because you're like, I already got my 300 assessment points and I'm just going to see how this goes, right?
So, like you have to. But if
You have to come to December, but it's less stress if you choose to be brave and come to the turkey tourney also, yeah. No, by varsity I mean all of you will be in the same category. So there's no brand new debaters category and no like kids who know what they're doing category. Still only middle school. And you still will go against some kids who this is their first tournament, right? Like you might have one round where it's an experienced debater and oh well if you get crushed because at least you're going to learn a lot from them. But you will still have other rounds where you go against somebody who this is their first tournament also. Yeah, it'll just be a little bit more mixed. Okay.
Will you be able to do the same speech at the
Yes.
other one?
Yeah. And why not use it as a stepping stone, right? I'm going to go practice it at Turkey Tourney and then get better before December. Yeah. Okay, Kate.
What if your best really good debaters?
So like I said, you'll probably go against one really good one and one that's like, I don't know what's happening. And we don't know about the third one, but I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Okay, Ezra. No, you can't bully anyone. I'm just kidding.
Tournament prep counts as like a class after school, right?
Yeah, but if you're going to use after school practice to make up missing tournament prep, you have to go into the missing assignment on Canvas and make a submission comment that says, I was at after school debate practice this day. Can you please excuse this? Then you go find it on a calendar or use Skyward to help you figure that out. Okay, everybody.
Wait, is it today though? 'Cause, like,
After school practice?
Yeah. Isn't it always on Monday though?
Monday. Always Monday. So today is Thursday. Okay, everybody. I'm going to make you put your heads down because now we're going to, without the pressure of people looking at you,
What if you like do want to go? What do?
I'm going to walk you through that right now. So put your heads down. I'm going to ask certain people because I have to give, head down, I'm going to give the district some numbers so that they can start figuring out how many spots each school gets, even though they think it's going to be 50. So I'm going to start with policy. So this is, again, your choice. I'm not forcing you to choose one way or the other, but policy. Raise your hand if you do think you're coming to the turkey tourney. Perfect. Okay, hands down. And policy, you may now, actually, I want you to keep your heads down. Okay, next is Lincoln Douglas. So no putting your head up. Lincoln Douglas, I want you to think, am I coming to turkey tourney and using it as a practice for December, which is very awesome if you do, but it is your choice. So the only people who are raising their hand in LD are people who definitely think they are coming to turkey tourney. So LD, now is your turn. Keep those hands up. I need to count you. LD, keep your hands up if you're coming to turkey tourney. Hold on. And I see some of you are like, I'm a little unsure. That's okay. You can put your hand up even if you're like a little unsure at this point. Yeah, okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, and then heads down still. So extemp, raise your hand if you think you're gonna come to turkey tourney. Okay, hands down. And oratory, go ahead and raise your hand if you think you might come to turkey tourney. Even if you're not totally sure, keep those hands up so I can count. Okay, hands down. Okay, guess what? Exactly what I thought would happen happened. That almost every single person. And if the answer was no, I get it, guys. It's okay. But almost every single person was like, yeah, I'm working hard anyways. I might as well just come. So if the answer changes, that's totally fine. We'll conclude today by saying that it's still business as normal during class. We're going to keep prepping as though you're coming, even if it changes. And then what will happen, listen, what will happen in about a week is I will officially register people for the tournament, and I will, of course, give you more information as it becomes available.